Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, have no fear. Your favorite neighborhood light-skinned man is here. And in today's video, we are reacting to Brittney Renner is back, and her new podcast is really terrible. I mean, are we really surprised? Brittney Renner podcast. I don't think there's that much that the public, wants to hear about Brittney Renner that she hasn't already revealed us to her. But yeah, no, man, I don't see the angle with the podcast. Doesn't really make sense to me. But let's go and get some video and see. I guess why she started it.
Did a comeback with this new podcast, but it's the worst podcast ever. I watched every episode. It's about 7 minutes each, but you take nothing from this podcast, bro. Like you.
What kind of podcast is 7 minutes? Nigga, that's a YouTube video.
Learn nothing. There's nothing to draw from this. Like on one of the episodes, she literally admitted that she lies about reading books.
People have asked me, what books have I read to get here? I don't read many books. I like to have my own thoughts, come to my own conclusion. I love people and I love conversation. I love learning and bouncing perspective. But books, I'm like, there's a lot of books I bought on my Kindle, read a few pages, I'm done.
Come on, bro. Like, what are we doing here, man? Like, what are we wasting our time with, bro? And the reason why people is asking her,
it's like, bro, if Brittney Renner wasn't built like Brittney Renner, bro, it's like, it's crazy. I wonder how her life would have went if she just didn't happen to have that nice, voluptuous, scrumptious, delicious. Yeah. Well, what was I say about her? Yeah. I wonder how life would have went for her if she just happened to not have that yeah behind her, Because I ain't gonna lie, intellectually wise, bro, I'm not really getting that from Brittney,
what books she enjoyed to read or what books have helped her the most is because she has done content at Barnes & Noble. She has done content surrounding books, but she would admit that all of that is performative and her just trying to look different.
Same with just going to Barnes & Noble. I like the cover. It seems like a good idea, but I'm not even going to crack it open. It's, I don't know, maybe just for the plot and for my character being dramatic. And I'm so different. I'm in Barnes & Noble buying books.
I don't know about y'all, bro, but somebody who changes their personality this often, I don't trust. I don't want to hear from. I want nothing useful from.
Yeah, because it's like, damn, bro, you can't make your mind up from nothing, bro. You're going to be like, yo, I want this type of person that I want Taco Bell. Y'all get Taco Bell. Actually, you know what? I want Burger King. You know what? Actually, I want Cane's. You know what? Actually, I want Kava. You know what? Actually, I'm just not even hungry. Yeah, bro, that sounds too much of a headache to deal with on a daily basis.
This woman literally admitted, right, that she lied about reading books, and she goes to Barnes & Nobles and record content in Barnes & Nobles so she could kind of develop the character of a girl who likes to read books, but the only problem is she doesn't like to read books. Wouldn't just being yourself be a whole lot easier? But just like, she pretended to be a girl who loved to read books, she also bastardized and...
While we're getting on Brittney Renner's case about reading books, I know for a fact there is no way all these people like Renner, bro. Let's be honest. There's no way in hell all you people genuinely like... Now, I'm not saying there's not people who don't like running, I believe that. But a lot of y'all, bro, are some very performative runners, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? You don't have to jump on every single bandwagon that pops up. Sometimes you just let the runners have their thing, but you don't have to be performative with the, what I'm saying? Go get a quarter zip or something.
Pretended, to be a Muslim, okay? When she had no intentions whatsoever of ever engaging or following Islam long term. She did address during this episode why she played with these folks' religion, why she wore the hijab, pretended to be Muslim, just for...
She be changing her hair episode to episode. Bro, we might get another episode. This whole setup, this green background might be goddamn blue.
Instagram, just to hop right back on Instagram a couple months later in booty shorts, showing cheeks with no hijab, claiming that Islam is just not for you. So she addressed it, but she spent much of the episode conditioning us, and we didn't know we were being conditioned, but she were conditioning us to not be so harsh when we finally hear the reason why she decided to play with Islam, right? So she starts off by claiming that, you know, like she transitioned to Islam because she was bored.
When people question how I got to Islam, this was nothing that happened overnight. I felt like I was at my wit's end. I also was very bored with social media because I felt like I mastered it. I mastered the trolling. I mastered the sexy. I sneeze and I'm on the shade rooms. Where is the challenge?
Some people get bored and they go back to college.
You switch your whole religion because you were bored. Not because you saw something and was like, wait, you know what? I actually believe that, or that makes more sense than whatever religion I'm gonna know. You said you switched your religion because you were bored. Yeah, what they be saying in the TikTok conversation, yeah, let's go ahead and make podcast equipment more expensive. You know, you gotta have a high IQ to be able to have a podcast.
They start a new business, they get a new hobby. She got a new religion, okay? Now, as she continues, bruh, it's just more brain rot. Like, she goes on to explain how her converting to Muslim was her way in being modest. She felt like she needed a way to stop, right, like dressing like a bop, stop wearing revealing things, right? Stop showing her Libya print to the internet. So Muslim was her way of dressing modest. And I'm just sitting back like, if only there was a way to act modest without adopting a religion you don't believe in.
Am more than what I am portraying. Feel like I'm more than this. That was the initial thought, the initial spark. And then it rolled into being drawn to Islam, Pacific Ocean. I know that I'm more than this. How do I get out of this? Because I don't know how I'm going to pay my bills if I'm not doing what I've always done. And it's kind of like being a drug dealer. You're like, I'm used to this type of money. What happens when I don't want to do that anymore? What happens now that I want to make legitimate money? What does that look like for me?
Yeah, you just call it investments, babe. When you're up and you have dough, while you invest to a point where eventually it doesn't even matter what you do for it because your investments are gonna just pay your bills. You ain't gotta worry about it. But this is what happens when you fuck off your money when you have a lot. Now you are full. That's the whole cycle of working a job, bro. People get bills, so they have to go to work, to come home, to pay those bills, and then they're gonna go back to work again and again and again and again. That's why people work 50, 60 years of their life instead of going to the job, getting money, setting aside for investments, and keep investing until your investments are making more money than what your actual 9 to 5 income is producing. So where, hey, if I don't want to do this anymore, I don't have to do this anymore, and fuck what everybody else has to think. Point blank, period.
I was being drawn to Islam in 2024. This was my purification process. I'm more than my body. I'm more than the sexy. I'm tired of feeling like a circus animal. And if I'm leading with beauty, body, booty, let me just take it away. I felt like a hermit crab without its shell. And Islam provided that protection I needed while I was rebuilding myself. Quite literally cloaked myself with my clothing, with my hijab.
This chick is insane, bruh. Yo, there's not two options here, right? The only two options are not become a Muslim or dress and act like an absolute bop and be a disgrace to your family. You got more options than that, bruh. You could have literally been a human being who stuck with your religion, but just wear more modest clothing. Exactly. Just don't act like how you were acting online. Just don't show your Libya print. All right? Just don't sleep with 100 different men in a month. You don't need...
Or even if you're going to do that, don't come to the internet and tell us. That's not our business to know that. You know what I'm saying? Even if you want to live like that, you don't got to come tell the internet that you're living like that.
Islam to be modest. But she told on herself. When she says this was my purification process, we know what that meant. Every bop transitioned to religion for the purification, right?
Bro, the P-Star and OnlyFans to religion pipeline, bro. Bro, that man, bro. That's an insane pipeline. Like how you go from one, they go all, it's never on some like chill whatever. It's always they go from the extreme end of bopness to the other extreme end of super duper religiousness. Like I don't know, that pipeline needs to be studied.
They reach a point in their bopness where they have a hard time getting a man to take them seriously. They have a hard time getting rid of the stigma surrounding their name. They have a hard time outrunning their reputation. So they transition to religion so they can now be viewed as whole and born again. And that's what she did. Brittney Renner transitioned to Islam to sleep with a married man, bruh. It's really that simple from my perspective.
Allahu Akbar. When I originally joined Instagram July of 2012, I joined for 2 reasons: validation and male attention. And now that I no longer need either of those things, I am developing a new relationship with just social media itself. So my posting has been a bit inconsistent. I've been Muslim for 5 months and I love it here. Haven't had a drink in 6 months. Haven't had sex in 8 months. And I changed my number 4 months ago. So if you went green, now you know why. This has been a really beautiful purification process for me of the mind, heart, body, and soul, and an opportunity for me to meet myself deeper. What I have discovered is how deserving I have always been and am. Even with wearing the hijab, trusting so much so.
This chick is a sociopath, bro. Don't buy nothing she's saying right. Bunk everything she done said in this video and she said right now. The reason why she really became Muslim, in my opinion, from my perspective, is so she can start messing with a married man, man. This chick is crafty, bro. Kevin Gates is Muslim. She knows he could have multiple wives. She wanted to be one of his wives. So she became Muslim and popped out married to Kevin Gates shortly.
We can't have sex to marriage. We can't have sex to marriage. Wedding in Morocco in February. We come back round again. What y'all boy know about that one, man?
After.
I've been seeing y'all courtside. He referred to you as his wife in videos. Is this confirmed? Like, okay, like, not my cousin. Where did y'all get? Let's go to the next question. Okay, so that's what's up. Congratulations. How is it being a wife? Like, what's your favorite part about being a wife?
Being with the person that I love the most.
Yeah.
His name echoes in every chamber of my heart. So to be able to experience life with him.
Yeah.
Why Kevin Gates standing like a bodyguard, bro? He's standing up there. Security. And I fuck with Gates. I promise you I do. You know what I'm saying? I'm big general, you know what I'm saying? You know, I'm with that, you know? Kevin Gates was the reason why I ate booty for the first time. Not that I ate a man butt, but I ate a woman butt, you know? And he was a very big reason as to why I did that, you know? I want to be big general, you know what I'm saying? I want to sit that pat down, you know? But the way he is standing, bro, he be having some funny ass mannerisms, bro.
Really just been a dream come true.
Yes. And on the show, have the girls been acceptance to your new faith as well on the show, or did you feel like you had to fight for that as well?
Again, I don't answer to mortals about, you know, anything like that. But we got married April 6th and divorced May 28th.
Damn! My man Kevin Gates just wanted to see what that was feeling like. And after he got that, he said, I'm on to the next one.
So you're divorced?
Yes. But there is a 90-day waiting period in Islam.
I'm not acknowledging that nonsense as no marriage, bro. Kevin Gates wanted to hit it and quit it, man. He got into it for a month, seen it wasn't hitting on none, and left. He hit it and quit it for a month and broke up with you and dumped you and left you to the curb. And then once she realized, right, once she truly figured out, bro, once she realized, man, that Muslim or not Muslim, man, that men ain't ish and men are the same, now all of a sudden she's back and she's liberated and she's free. Now, I feel like the most absurd part about this, man, is how she views herself as a victim. Like, she literally said the reason why she was acting like a bop, acting like a scallywag, acting like a predator, just acting like a waste woman, right? Which ultimately she needed Islam to save her from herself. The reason why she acted that way is because people had those opinions of her. So from her perspective, she thinks this makes sense. That because people were calling her a gold digger, a scallywag, a bop, promiscuous, like predator, that because people were calling her those names, that she then took on the identity of that as some type of coping mechanism, which I'm not buying at all.
I never knew I was capable of such discipline. There's a time and a place for everything. That's definitely something I learned there. Nobody is entitled to anything, not a handshake or a hug. And I am more than this physical vessel. Hijab or not, the right people, person, opportunities will see that. I got to lead with me. It was nice. Social media and the scrutiny that I was receiving on a daily basis made me feel like a Black widow. So I'm like, you know what? If that's what you guys think I am, then that's what I am. And I'm actually going to brand it on myself instead of bucking the narrative and saying that's not me. My belief was if I make myself big and scary, nobody will bother me or hurt me. Ooh, I'm the big, bad, succubus, manipulative, gold-digging whore. Ooh, watch out. When you see me, cross the street. Get up, move out the way when I'm on the sidewalk. Move. I thought that was keeping me safe. And that was easily debunked. Pretending to be something I'm not did not keep me safe. And in fact, it exposed me to even more torment.
Ban podcast mics, man. Throw away the podcast mics, bruh. Put 1,002% tariff on all podcast mics, bruh. There needs to be a price if you want to purchase these mics to spew stupidity. You need to really pay a price, bruh. This woman just said that she was shocked that she became tormented because she decided to present herself as the worst characters that any woman could ever present themselves as, which is a gold-digging predator who preyed on an innocent underage boy while he was in college, as a woman who is really promiscuous, who's getting trained right and left, as a woman who don't know how to keep her legs closed, as a liar and a goofy, as a skin. She decided that she was going to adopt all those characteristics, according to her, to keep herself safe, but she was shocked that it actually was tormenting. Yeah, duh. Yeah, usually being a terrible person is tormenting, right? And in society, usually people who are terrible and they're viewed as terrible don't really have a good time in society. Yeah, duh. But I'm not even buying it was an act, though. I'm not. I'm not buying this was some type of act that she was pretending. No. That was who she really was. That was who she really was. Now, this entire thing was like contradiction. She didn't blame people for putting those stigma on her while at the same time, like, admitting, right, that she went out here with the intent to make people feel this way about her, to live her truth and put everything out there regardless of how people feel. So she went out of her way to convince people that she were these things. So then folks began to call her these things, and then she began to enact the worst possible versions of those things as a coping mechanism.
Yeah, she's just leading farther and farther into it, where if she wanted it to like die down or whatever, all she had to do, in my opinion, was not engage, bro. Like, let me give you a quick example. If you're a Black person watching this video, right, has your mom ever like yelled at you, right? Way to get that to stop, bro. All you gotta do is just not say nothing, bro. Because eventually, at first she'll probably get madder and madder. I'm like, why are you not responding to it, et cetera, bro? But eventually, bro, fire. If you're not fueling the fire, bro, the fire has no choice but to burn out. You know what I'm saying? What you engage with persists. So if you engage with these negative behaviors, it's only gonna become more and more. Versus if you only engage with what you want to engage in, you'll see stuff in your life will start to get real better, bro. Trust.
And get rid of these podcast mics today, bro.
I have never wanted to accept these stories that how a woman should be, how a woman should act. Like you can only get this if you act like that. I just have never subscribed to that. So yes, my function is I'm bucking that. You know what? I'm going to sit on this couch with Shannon Sharp, talk about my body count freely. It doesn't matter if it was 35 or 3,500. Because at the end of the day, I have to answer to the things that I do. I have to be okay with myself. I have to be able to look in the mirror. But I'm going to sit across from these polarizing personalities, share candidly in my car, post what I feel like. And I am going to get everything I want, and you guys are going to watch me do it. years of exaggerating my personality because I felt like it was more entertaining. With all of the feeling the need to perform for several years, I created my own pretty prison. Think of
Deliberately exaggerated your personality, deliberately said things that you knew were off-putting for a woman, but it were your truths. Like, for example, 35 or 3,500 bodies, you don't care. You're going to talk about all the men in the industry you slept with and sucked off and got your back broken with and wanted to have 2 or 3 men at the
And it's like, mind you, nobody told you to tell us this information. You freely told us this. You feel me? Nobody put a switch to the back of your cranium and said, yo, tell us all this information, we gonna keep. Nobody did that. You willingly brought this on yourself, bro.
same time. You did these things to yourself. You got the reward because you got the fame, right? Like, you wanted to get famous, you got famous for it. But now, because you can't take the consequences, we all got to suffer for it. All right? Now it's our fault. We put these stigmas on you. Man, cut it out, man. Y'all let me know in the comment section, what do you guys think?
Yeah, that being said, too, the same thing. Y'all let me know y'all thoughts on this comments in the comment section below. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button. I appreciate it. We on the road to 1K. You know, I think we're at 12 subs, 12, 13, something like that, bro. Yeah. But I really appreciate y'all, man, for watching this video. And until next time, peace.